Hey, if you're a new copywriter or you're looking into copywriting as an option to make money online, have more free time, be able to travel the world and build your own online business, copywriting is the best digital skill you could ever build. It's something they don't teach in university, but it is amazing. It will serve you for life and it can give you everything that you want from an online business. Here's how to start a copywriting business in 2024 that puts $5,000 to $10,000 into your pocket every month. I'm just going to get right into it. Why should you listen to me? Over the last 5 years, I've generated $1 million for clients with email. I've got clients hundreds of thousands of visits per month with SEO blogs. I've made thousands with my own 2 blogs via passive income. I've coached 30 plus writers to land their first client within 1 month, and I've earned nearly $500,000 in personal writing income since 2019. So let's dive into it. These are 12 steps. This is a full course, and let's just get right into it. So step number 1. So the first thing, I've started so many businesses over the years and they've all fizzled out and failed time and time again until I found copywriting. But the main thing is, if you want to succeed in business, like, it's tough. Like, this stuff isn't easy. You need to have something that anchors you. You need to find your why. You've probably heard this from Simon Sinek, start with why. You've probably heard this from, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, you need to find your burning desire. Like, if your goal is to make a decent income and have a good life, you need to find your why. For me, my why was I didn't want to work at a dead-end job anymore. I didn't want to work at a 9 to 5 that, I had to spend 12 hours a day at my last job. And my wife, I didn't want her to have to work anymore. And I wanted to retire her. I wanted more free time. I wanted more flexibility. We wanted to travel the world. Our goal was to go see Thailand and Australia and Vietnam and all these other places, which we eventually did with copywriting. And, that wasn't going to happen if we worked at our same job. So we wanted to have that. I wanted to have more time with my kids. I didn't even have kids at the time. I just knew in the future when I have kids, I'm not going to be able to work a 12-hour day job and come home and give them the leftovers. No way. That's not happening. And I also wanted to make more money. I wanted to have, a decent income. I was making mediocre pay at my last jobs, and I wanted to make more money. And so these were the things that fueled me. And I wanted to retire my parents. And so these were the things that fueled me. And, on the days when I didn't feel like writing, I still wrote. Why? Because I had my why top of mind 24/7. So you need to find your why, whatever it is. Is it more freedom, more time location, more money? You want to retire your parents? You want to go see the world, make more money, do whatever the thing is, find your why. It's going to anchor you. Number 2, you need to set goals. So one of the first things I did when I was a new copywriter 5 years ago is I immediately set a specific goal. So I set a SMART goal. So that's specific, measurable, actionable, all that stuff. So you need to set an income goal and you need to set a date for that income goal. So number 1, what is the amount of money? And don't make some stupid goal I want to hit 20K a month in 30 days. Don't do that. You don't want it. That's not realistic. You know what I mean? So in the SMART goal, SMART, you don't want to set a goal that's ridiculous like that. There's no point. You're just going to end up being sad when you don't get it because that's psycho. Nobody's going to do that. And I know there's copywriters and other online business gurus out there who are telling you that you're going to hit 20K in 30 days if you buy their course. Just if anybody says that, just don't believe them. They're lying to you. Set a realistic goal. For me, I set a goal. I want to make $5,000 a month in 6 months. And I thought that was feasible. And that was my first big goal. Once I hit that, which I hit at 7 months, once I hit that, I upped my goal. Okay, now I want to hit 6 figures. And then I hit that a few months later. So set a main goal. For me, I knew that if I could make $5,000 per month, it's not a huge amount of money, but it's enough that my wife could quit her job and we could survive both in Thailand, Australia, Canada, wherever, and at least get by. So I wouldn't ever have to go back to a 9 to 5. And from there I could scale it. So maybe your goal is to make $3,000 per month so you can quit your job, or $3,000 per month so you can convince your parents you don't need to go back to university or college because you have a real tangible business that's bringing in money. Whatever the thing is, I set a goal to make that much money because I knew if I could quit my job and spend all my days on this thing, I could scale it. And that's exactly what happened. So set a goal, an income goal, a specific number, and be realistic. Number two, set a specific date that you're going to hit that. And if you can attach it to something tangible, for me, we booked a one-way flight to Australia that was set to leave 6 months after I started copywriting. And so my goal was like, I'm not coming back to a job. So I better be making enough money by the time I hop on this flight. So my income goal is an exact number to make, an exact date and time, and there's something tangible attached to it. That's how you set goals. And you just want to reverse engineer this stuff. So here's my end goal. Now, how can I work backwards? So here's then how to work backwards to achieve that 5K a month or 3K a month or 10K a month, whatever the thing is for you. All you have to do, like with copywriting, you only really need 2 to 3 clients. Like if your goal is to hit 3K a month, let's just say, so you can quit your job, you just need 3 $1,000 a month clients, or one $3,000 a month client, or two $1,500 a month client, or like you just need to break it down and then work towards the first goal. So set a long-term goal and then work backwards from that. Number 3, now let's dive into the actual tangible skills. So the hard skills. Build a daily writing habit. There are far too many people who try to start writing online and copywriting who think that if they just write like 5-10 minutes a day or like an hour a week on one random day and then just like cold spam a bunch of people, that they're somehow going to build some 6-figure business. Like that's not how this works. That'll never work. If you want to get good, you need to spend time in the craft getting good. You may be able to twist somebody's arm if you spend enough cold emails and convince them to hire you once. But if your writing sucks, you are not getting hired again. You're not getting a referral. You're not getting a testimonial. And you're going to actually tarnish your name and your reputation, which is the last thing you want to do, because once stuff's on the internet, it's out there. So instead, do the work. Do the hard thing. Do the thing that's going to get you paid. You know, Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time. Do you think Michael Jordan, in order to become the greatest, do you think he just like shot a couple free throws a day and like called it quits and just played video games and like ate pizza? Not a chance. This guy was nuts. He would constantly, even as a pro, he'd be shooting like 3-pointers and from the free throw line, hundreds of shots at the end of every single practice, longer than everybody else, to become the greatest. That same thing, if you watch The Last Dance on Netflix, you need to have this same mentality with copywriting. This is an actual thing. Like if you want to convince people, strangers on the internet, to hand over their hard-earned cash to you, a stranger to them, every single month, pay you thousands. Become somebody who's worth thousands then. You need to learn how to grow businesses with your writing. And the only way is if you start practicing every single day. The best place to start with practicing your daily writing habit, because everybody's like, well, how should I write? What should I write? What do I do? XYZ. Number 1, just start writing. Do not have any agenda or topic. Every single morning, I'd wake up at 5 a.m. before my day job when I first started, and I would do what I call power writing sessions. I'd wake up at 5, 6 a.m., hit up a Google Docs, turn on a timer for 30 or 60 minutes, and just free write. It'd be kind of like a journal or a diary. Literally any thoughts that came into my head, I would put those onto the Google Docs. No editing, no backspacing, no stopping to think, what am I going to write next? Just write. Even if the words are, I don't even know what I'm writing about right now. I sound like a crazy person, XYZ. Things will start to flow eventually. You need to build up your writing muscle and get good fast. And the best way to get good fast is put in the reps. If you want to get jacked arms, what are you going to do? Are you going to go like do like 5 push-ups a day and then like call it quits? No way. You're going to go to the gym and you're going to start doing bicep curls and you're going to start working on your arms every single day. You're going to work out for 20, 30 minutes at least per day. The more you write, the better. So build a daily writing habit. Do not stop. Write every single day. The best time to write is first thing in the morning. You have the most clarity, you have the most energy, the most willpower, and just build it into your daily habit. If you drink coffee, pour a cup of coffee and drink the coffee and write, or read the Bible and then write, or like say good morning to your kids and then write, or have breakfast. Like attach it to something, whether it's reading or like drinking coffee or tea or whatever. Wake up and write, and do this every single day. Number 4, again, so many new copywriters, they are failing because they think if they just write and watch a couple of YouTube videos from some gurus, that like all of a sudden they're going to be some expert copywriter. No, like Yes, you could learn from people like me. Absolutely. Please watch my videos. Like, you're going to learn a ton. But there's nothing that beats learning from some guys who have sold hundreds of millions and billions with the written word. Like, you need to learn from the OGs. You cannot just learn from some digital writers today. Like, you need to build a proper foundation. There is an actual foundation you need to build, the fundamentals of copy that you only can get from books. So you need to get the copywriting books. What books? Here's the top books. Go get all of them. If you're going to get any of these, get Adweek Copywriting Handbook by Joseph Sugarman. That is the best copywriting book. It's the most inclusive, the most like well-rounded. You're going to learn so much stuff and you can apply it immediately. And it's easy to read. It's like a textbook. Ogilvy on advertising, scientific advertising, cash advertising, boron letters, influence. Get all these books. If you want to win as a copywriter, get in the books every single day. Number 5, it's one thing to read what the legends are telling you to do, like those guys. It's another thing to actually copy their copy, copy their copy word for word. So one of the things, so Gary Halbert is like the Michael Jordan of copy. This guy's a legend. He sold like $1 billion of products and services with his writing as a copywriter. He's nuts. And so what he trained his son Bond how to write copy. And he did it through the boron letters. So that's why you need to get boron letters. And one of the things he said, he's like, if you want to get great, start handwriting sales letters from guys who are great. And this makes perfect sense. Just think about it. Back to Michael Jordan. If you want to be a great shooter in basketball, what are you going to do? Are you just going to shoot hoops? No. You're going to watch game tape of people like Michael Jordan, like Steph Curry. You're going to literally watch the way they shoot and you're going to replicate. That is how you do the same. You do the same thing with copywriting, and this is how you do it with handwriting sales letters. So go to Google, type sales letters plus one of these names, or advertisement plus one of these names. Gary Halbert, David Ogilvy, Eugene Schwartz. I spelled his name wrong. It's Eugene Schwartz, Gary Bensavinga, Dan Kennedy. Write these guys' name into Google. Type in their name and sales letter or advertisement and their name, and bring it up on your screen. Take a piece of paper and a pen. This is the best way to do it, handwriting, and word for word, write their ad. There's something that happens, some kind of synergy where you actually start writing the way they write. You start flowing the way they flow with their copy. And these guys, yeah, there's us digital copywriter dudes you can learn from. And like, I can't tell you I've sold hundreds of millions with the written word. I can't say that. Yeah, I've sold like a couple million, but like I haven't sold $1 billion. So learn from the guys who have sold that much and get that foundation as a copywriter. There's nothing else like it, and you're going to be light years ahead of people if you do this kind of thing. Number 6, so you're writing in the morning, you're doing your power writing sessions, you're doing this free writing for 30 or 60 minutes. Well, now what? Is that enough to become a great copywriter? No, that's just how you get started and start building your writing muscle. What you want to do next is start practicing specialized copy. So this is where you don't want to be a generalist copywriter. Oh, I'm a copywriter, hire me. No way. You're not going to get hired if you talk like that. You're going to get hired if you're a specialist. Start practicing specific types of copy. It could be ads, video sales letters, emails, ebooks, blog posts, case studies, website copy, lead magnets, landing pages, YouTube scripts, social media copy, and dozens of other types. Go start practicing writing ads, writing video sales letters, writing emails, writing ebooks. Do the writing on specific types of copy. You're going to win fastest if you specialize into one type and practice that every day. For me, I actually started with something that was more content focused, which was blog posts, and I became a blog post writer. And so every day after my power writing sessions, I would then write a blog post a day, every single day, every single day, every single day. And then eventually I landed my first client on Fiverr. And what did I do? I showed him my samples of the blog posts I've been writing, and boom, I got hired. Why? Because I was getting better and better every day at one specific thing. This doesn't mean you shouldn't know how to write all these other things if you get the option, but lead with one specialty. Maybe you're a Facebook ad copywriter. Maybe you're an email marketing specialist. Maybe you are a SEO blog post writer. Maybe you're a case study writer. Maybe you're a YouTube script writer. Like, whatever the thing is, be that thing and be a specialist. You will get hired quicker because you get to own a lane in the market easier rather than being a generalist that sounds like everybody else. Next up, number 7, you need to niche down. So I was just talking about what kind of writing you should do, the specialist. So pick one specialty. In addition to that, you want to pick one niche. A niche is the topic or the industry. So this means software as a service, finance, fitness, make money online. This could be cats. Like, you got to pick one topic to write about. And when you combine your specialty and your niche, all of a sudden you own a lane. Maybe you are a SaaS blog post writer or a fitness email copywriter or a finance Facebook ad writer. Whatever the thing is, you combine those two and boom, now you are specialized and niched. When you start pitching people in that lane, you're going to stand out above the other generalist copywriters who have no niche and no specialty, and they don't seem to be an expert in anything. When you do this, you're more likely to be perceived as an expert. So how to find your niche? Find the intersection of your unfair advantage, your interests, and market demand. Pretty good odds, almost everything's going to have market demand. Like, unless you're into like Mongolian throat singing or something like that, like pretty good odds. Like, people will say like, oh, should I go after the money niche? It's like, no, actually, like, go after the thing where you have an unfair advantage and an interest. What I mean by that is, like, what's the thing that you're already naturally good at, or you've spent your days practicing over and over again? Maybe you grew up playing soccer. Maybe you are like a math junkie. Maybe you are like super into lifting weights, and like have been doing that for years. Maybe you like have a degree in, like, I don't know, fine art. Like, whatever the thing is that you've like specialized in. Maybe you did martial arts growing up. Maybe you're excellent at like sales or something. Like, what's your job? What's your background? Look at the thing that you are naturally good at, or you've spent years like training in a certain area. That's where you already have an unfair advantage. The second thing is, what are you actually interested in? And those things may be the same thing, but not always. Sometimes you're really good at something, but like you're not interested in anymore. For instance, I used to skateboard for like 10 years when I was younger. Like, I'm not super interested in like writing about skateboarding though and all that stuff. But like, can I do a kickflip? Yeah, 100%. But like, I'm not going to go write about kickflips all day. Why? Because it's not what interests me right now. And so look at the thing that you are also interested in. What are you reading all day? What are you watching on YouTube all day? What do you love talking about? What do you probably talk about too much with your friends? Interests, unfair advantage. When those meet somewhere in the middle, and ideally there's market demand, pretty good odds there will be anyways, you've got a really golden niche opportunity. Next up, you have your specialty, you have your niche, you've been writing every day, you're in the copywriting books, you're handwriting sales letters, boom, time to outreach to clients. So don't waste time. You don't need to wait 3 to 6 months to start outreaching. You just need to be good enough. I think I started landing my first clients around like 100 writing hours that I had gotten at that point. So like, I had been writing for like 2-3 hours a day for 6 weeks until I was outreaching. So you don't need to be a master copywriter to start landing clients. You just need to be slightly better than the business owner. Because if you're slightly better, that can actually be a big impact on their bottom line. So next up, time to outreach. So first place to start, go to your friends, family, coworkers. You want to know how to land a client the fastest? Open up the contacts app in your phone and start scrolling through to every single person who has a business. Write their name down. Then what you're going to do is go pitch them. After you've done that, and that's hot outreach, after that, you're going to pitch online. So go to people you already know, who already know, like, and trust you. It's so much easier to land a client where, like, even if you're new, but people already know, like, and trust you, like, that far outweighs your lack of skill, and it can even out so you're able to land people easier as clients. And once you've done that, then start pitching online. Number one, you can land a client literally in 24 hours when you go number one, even if you're a brand new copywriter. Number two, you need to actually have more skill for, because these people don't know you, like you, or trust you. So only once you've exhausted your offline stuff, then pitch online. Where are you going to go online to pitch? That is the question everybody always gets. There's a million ways to do it. You just cold email, you just whatever. Like, there's so many ways. Here's the best ways. I started on Fiverr. Fiverr's a cheaper freelance marketplace, so like don't expect to be making $1 million there, but you absolutely can get clients, and it's inbound. You put up a gig saying, for instance, I started with, hey, I'll write a 500-word blog post in one day about travel or personal finance or marketing business. Those are my 3 gigs. And you put them up there, you throw up samples, and Fiverr businesses will go there to find freelancers. So you'll get traffic to your stuff and people will just buy it like it's an e-commerce store. So that's where I started with cheap blog posts. I got tons of work experience. I wasn't getting paid much, but I got tons of work experience, samples, testimonials, reviews, like it juiced things up. And then I later went on to Upwork, where you actually, as a freelancer, look for businesses who are posting projects. So you apply to jobs. Upwork is awesome. I've probably made between like $50,000 to $100,000 with Upwork alone. So yeah, freelance marketplaces are not dead. They still work. You absolutely can still make money with them. And they're a great option when you're first starting out, especially. Job boards. There are job boards like the Right Jobs newsletter. There's a couple other ones, freelance frameworks or something like that. Just go to Google and type in freelance writing job boards or copywriting job boards. And like you can get a newsletter, or sometimes they pay, you have to charge $5 a month for it, but it's great. Facebook groups. There's still Facebook groups like copywriting groups, copywriting job groups where you can land clients in. I've landed clients in those before. Social media DMs. This is one of the best ways to do it today. My recommendation is don't spam cold DMs. Do warm DMs. They're way easier. Cold email. This seems to be the most favorite popular thing for some reason, even though I think it's the hardest way to land clients. You have to put up so much volume, and you have to provide so much proof with cold email really quickly, which is very hard to do when you are brand new. But cold email is also an option. I've landed several clients with cold email. Social media inbounds is another option. This is a more long-term play though. I wouldn't rely on inbounds to like land your first few clients. Social media, if you like build up your personal brand, build an authority on Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or YouTube or whatever, and like teach authority content about copywriting, and like draw people back to your newsletter and this and that, like totally you can start getting inbound leads, especially once you show off case studies. But that could take months to start bringing in clients. These other ones, you can get clients in days, if not weeks. So go after it. Here's all the ways to make money online, where to land clients. Remember, with outreach, it's far more effective to lead with value rather than just cold spam. Where when I say cold spam, I mean like cold email, cold DMs, where you're just like, hey bro, if I could 10x your revenue, like could you hire me? Like everybody says the same thing. You're not going to stand out and nobody's going to respond to that. It's better to lead with value. Go when you outreach, no matter what method you do, lead with value, and go give these people like a free audit, a free advice on their copywriting on their website. And after that, go write them a free sample of copy to outreach. So like give first rather than ask first. You're going to land way more clients if you do this. Like it's easier to attract bees with honey rather than putting your hand in the hive and slapping it around. So just keep that in mind. After this, you want to start building case studies. So with the first clients you get, you want to build case studies out of them, which will fuel future growth. Don't try to land a $5,000, $10,000 client your first couple weeks. Like that's not going to work. So just set expectations right. Go whatever you got to do to land a client, free or cheap. Do that, whatever you can do to build case studies. A case study is simply where you show off, here's where a business owner was before, in their business. And after working with me as the copywriter, here's where they are now in this wonderful area. So this could be like, hey, they were, their email marketing was only generating like $1,000 a month and their open rate was bad and XYZ. And they didn't know what to do. So they found me. And next thing you know, like I wrote them a welcome email series and started writing them weekly emails. And now they're generating $4,000 per month in only 60 days. And their open rates went from 10% to 35%. And their click rates went from 2% to 8%. And now they're making an extra $3,000 on repeat every single month. And here's the testimonial of the business owner, ideally in a video testimonial that you can show off. And when you can show off case studies, you're going to be able to land. Case studies is what will land you high ticket clients for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and $5,000, $10,000 contracts each month. Number 10, like I just said, use those case studies to land these high ticket clients. Don't try to go after the big clients right away. It's very, very difficult. Why? Because you don't have any proof that you know what you're doing. So you need to generate proof. Number 11, If you want to then build up to full time, once you get a client or two and you got a case study and you're rolling and now you've on your first paid client, this is how you get to full time. This is how you get to 5,000, 10,000 a month and beyond. Over deliver, do such a good job with the client. Like, give good work, communicate well, like go above and beyond and do good work for them, get them results. And if you over deliver, what's going to happen? You're going to get retainers, you're going to get referrals, and you're going to get reviews. So you're going to get testimonials from these guys, you're going to get referrals to other businesses, and you're going to land guys on retainers so they keep coming back. That's how you scale to 5, 10K a month. If you want to fast track as a copywriter, it's like you can write daily and read the books and start outreaching. But there's nothing that can get you further than when you actually dive into something like courses. Now, don't get me wrong, there's tons of free content on YouTube and like Google and social media. For instance, this video, which I literally should be charging for this. I know I should be, but I also just want to help people. And I know also that it helps you too, and my organic stuff too. But like, if you want to speed things up, it's like there's nothing that beats going through like a program, a course that's like step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and like diving into detail, because you like everything online is fragmented information, and like you can pick and choose and like piece it all together, and it takes so much more time. I know this because I started by going onto YouTube and found tons of information and blogs and social media. But when I took every single time I took a course, it leveled me up to the next level. My first year alone, I invested $5,000, at least $5,000 into my copywriting education between books and courses. Coaches and mentorship wasn't really a big thing 5 years ago, but courses were. There was one email course that I took that and I spent like $2,000 or $3,000 on it. And it was literally the next month, I got an ROI, a positive ROI on that investment. And then a month later, I landed an email client for $7,000. So like, I got a quick return. And not all courses are equal. There's courses that suck. And there's lots of guys pumping out courses that they're not filled with value. If you want to know who to go buy a course from, go look at their free content and see how good it is. And like, that's a pretty good trust factor to what you're going to get out of a paid course. I don't have a course yet. Maybe one day I'll do one. That's the plan eventually. But I do offer coaching. So like, if I could go back in time and I could find a coach, 100%, that's the first thing I would have done, along with like getting books and like courses. I would have got a coach, because there's nothing that can fast track you better than like someone telling you, hey, here's all the mistakes I made, now just skip over these. Oh, and here's all the things that I did right, now focus on these first. Like, I started making a 6-figure income in 1 year, which apparently is pretty fast from what I can see. But like, I would have got there probably half the time if I just had somebody like literally just telling me what to do. Like, hey, work on this next. And like giving me feedback on your writing. There's nothing more valuable than getting feedback on your writing. Whether you got to get, buddy up with some copywriters beside you, who you guys are growing together, and give each other your work to look at and analyze and give feedback on and critique. But to have someone above you who can do that for you, invaluable. It'll speed you up so much. This is the one thing I've noticed from people who have taken my coaching, who have also taken like Andrew Tate's course or Cardinal Mason or all these other ones where like you go through a course, they show you what to do, but then there's no one giving you feedback on your writing. So like getting coaching in that respect, and at the very least, if you can't afford coaching, to get people beside you, copywriters who are growing with you, to just show each other's work, and you'll see things that the other person doesn't see. Like, there's a verse that says, iron sharpens iron. Go get feedback on your writing, and it will accelerate you so fast. And that's it. So those are the 12 steps. This is it. This is how you build a copywriting business in 2024 and get to 5, 10K a month. Like, if you just do all these steps and you just follow this, you just listen to my advice, I guarantee you'll get there. It might not be in 1 month. That's pretty unlikely that you get to 5, 10K in a month, but it might be in 3 to 6 months or within 12 months. Like, this stuff is possible. And I know that because I've been doing this for 5 years. And I've now seen new writers also implement this is all stuff I'm teaching in my coaching. this is what I'm teaching my coaching students, and they're all landing clients within about 30 days, like their first guys. So like this doesn't need to be a 6 to 12 month thing, which I see a lot of copywriters running through confusion and like frustrated, not sure what steps to do, what to practice, like what to specialize in, how to land clients. This stuff, there's so much to learn from in copywriting. But if you just stick to the fundamentals and a proven system, you just follow these 12 steps, you're gonna get there. Like just stick to it and build daily habits. Don't try to, think this is gonna take 30 days. Build a writing habit, build a reading habit, build a time when you consume information every day, which is good, and then output it by writing every single day, and you'll get there. If you want to build up your 5-10K a month copy business fast, I actually created a free guide. You can learn the exact steps I took to land my first client in 45 days and become a 6-figure copywriter in 1 year. It's going to be in the description below. Just click the link. I'll also put some information on my coaching as well. But get this free guide. I put a ton of time into this thing, and I actually I did an audiobook. My wife does the intro for it, and it goes through the exact steps that I took in my first 45 days as a copywriter to land my first client and eventually build a 6-figure copywriting business within 1 year. And it's full of resources, like all the stuff you got to do. Like it's not fluff, it's practical. And if you just follow it, you're going to be right on the right track. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love if you could like it, subscribe, hit the bell notification, follow, and go check out the free guide in the description below. Thank you very much. Have a great day.